What's up, Nail Geeks? Today I have fresh batches of releases to share with you guys from Emily DeMolly. This is the January releases and they will be available very soon. There are 2 limited polishes in this batch, so I will make sure to let you guys know. The first limited batch is Birthday Project. This is described as a medium blue Crelly with copper and iridescent blue glitters. Now, this is limited to 1 large batch, so once it sells out, it is gone for good. Formula on this one has a somewhat Crelly feel to me. It does have a bit of a jelly-like feeling during application. However, it does apply pretty rich and pretty opaque. I would suggest going to 2 coats on this one, as it just needs to build up and give that lovely pond effect with the glitters. Now, per usual on my application style, I do shake the bottles real nice before I go and do these videos. So I had no problems whatsoever after that picking up those glitters. They come off really nice on the nail. I had no problems with them, poking up or anything. They really laid down flat for me. Now, after top coating, I am using a quick dry top coat. I had no texture whatsoever, and just overall, this is such a fun Crelly type color. I would describe this as a cornflower blue. It is quite bright in person and it does have a pastel undertone to it. The next polish I have to share with you guys is Heated Discussions. This is the second polish in the January releases that is limited to 1 large batch, so be sure to grab it if you're interested in it. Official description is a dark red base with gold and pink shimmers and an orange to red magnetic effect. So this one, I'm coming to find out that my camera really doesn't like photographing red polishes, and when you add a super rich inner glow to it, the camera just freaks out. So in person, this is a lovely scarlet red base, and the magnetic pigment is a very warm orangey color. On tilt, you can kind of see it appear almost gold. Now, I feel like on my full Manny shot, you're kind of seeing it a little bit. On my blog post photos, I really tried to capture it. There's a really lovely pink shimmer throughout this entire finish. You're kind of seeing it on the base color here, and I think it just adds a really nice glow to the red backdrop. This is really a flattering red. I think if you're warm tone like me, it's going to look fantastic on you. The third polish is Leave It To Me. This is described as a purple base with pink to copper shimmer and metallic silver flakes. Hands down, this is my top pick in the collection. Now, usually I would go for the Crelly Birthday Project, but this one just stole my heart. And now, when I went to apply it, I was expecting it to look a specific way, judging from how it looked in the bottle, but on my nails, it just totally popped. Formula on this one has a nice medium feel to it. It spreads very evenly on the nail. It does apply very opaque as well. Now, again, I want to point out to you guys, I do film these videos in very bright lights, so the shimmer in this one is super popping on it. In person, it is just as lovely, to be assured, but just wanted to say that in person, it is going to be a touch darker than what you see here. My camera was just grabbing onto that shimmer like nobody's business. I had no problems whatsoever getting those flakes to come up on the brush. They applied nice and flat for me, and they didn't give me any texture problems after top coating. And I would describe this as a very rich, darker purple, and that shimmer is just super strong, and it gives this really nice pinky glow overall. On extreme angles, you'll see that gold come out to play, and this is just one of those purples that I'm gonna push you guys and say you've got to grab it. This one is just so pretty. If you like those glowy type of purples, this is definitely for you. Next, we've got Midnight Mermaid. This is described as a dark blue with green shimmer and blue iridescent flakes. This one feels more of a jelly type polish to me. It did apply, once again, very opaque. I do want to point out that the flakes in this one, they are quite large, and this one is loaded with those flakes. So just be careful on your brush strokes. I did find that if you go in a little heavy and you apply the brush a little tough on your nail, you might pick up some of the actual base color itself. So just be sure to use a light hand and you're going to be just fine. I feel like on this one, I had full opacity at 2 coats. I didn't really feel a need to go to 3 coats, though in my personal opinion, if you are wanting to get that nice, rich, thick look on your nail that I'm usually going for most of the time, I would suggest probably 3 thin coats for everyday wear. This one has a lovely, almost navy base to it, and the multi-chrome pigment in here just gives it a lovely green glow overall. Lots of depth to this one, and the blue flakes just kind of pop and really appear so strongly against the shimmer here. After top coating, I did not have any texture whatsoever to report. Next polish is opposite order. This is described as a brown base with turquoise blue to purple foil shifting shimmer. So if you guys have been following Emily DeMolly's releases so far, and you have been a super fan, say, of Sea of Lies and Save Your Boredom, I would say this is another one that you absolutely need. The base is a nice espresso brown in my opinion, and it's got that really, really foily, multi-chrome, just all over the place type of shimmer in this one. It mostly comes off in this like aqua type blue. It's real light, super, super pretty. In person, however, it will easily shift over to a vibrant violet. My macro shots on my blog post, I did try to capture that shift for you guys. It's just, for a brown polish, I really, really enjoyed this one. It was very, very pretty. I think any skin tone can pull this one off. I'm always saying I'm picky on browns, but this one gets my seal of approval, and that shimmer in it is everything. It's super foiled, and it gives you this nice, super like sparkly appearance overall. Very, very nice. It does dry down just a touch on the matte side, so personally I would recommend a nice glossy top coat just to get those shimmers to really, really pop and give you that kind of sparkly foil effect. Here we have the second magnetic polish in the releases. This is Revolving Door. Official description is a dark brown holo with copper flakes, copper micro glitters, and gold to copper magnetic effect. So this one, I was pleasantly surprised once I started applying it to the nail and seeing just how different the base and the magnetic particles appear. It was a really nice contrast, very nice surprise, especially judging it how it looked in the bottle. Now this one is super, super holographic. There's a lovely linear rainbow that you're going to see overall. The base color is this really rich espresso type brown. I do feel like there is somewhat of an almost very, very light purpley type brown undertone. It's just something you'll have to see in person. I think the video is doing it justice. It definitely is a brown base, but I just do want to note that it's just really nice, cool toned type shade. The magnetic pigment, it gives you this lovely, very vibrant, almost like an antique gold magnetic line, and the little micro glitters in here just kind of give it just an extra oomph kind of sparkle. I had no texture after top coat, and application overall was just very opaque, very smooth on the brush strokes. Next up, we have Trips Abroad. Official description is a bright sunflower yellow, kind of orange, with iridescent flakes and gold micro glitters. Now, I was super excited to see a yellow in Emily DeMolly's releases, and I'm definitely not disappointed with it. I do want to note that the formula on this one is it's very, very opaque, but it is a bit on the heavier side, so just be careful on your brush strokes and you're going to be smooth sailing. From the first brush stroke, it went on very, very smooth. This one is absolutely loaded with those iridescent flakes and gold micro glitters, and I feel like they applied very, very smooth. But once again, just a side note, go in easy on your brush strokes so that you don't create any bald patches or anything. For a heavier jelly type feel during application, I was very impressed that I had full opacity at 2 coats. I do want to say that the base color to this one is what I would consider a definite sunflower yellow, but there is a very strong orange undertone to it. So it's almost like a goldenrod, if that makes sense. And the flakes just give a nice inner depth to it overall, a nice flaky type sparkle. The final polish in the January releases is Vexed. This was probably my second pick in the set. I really, really liked this one. Official description is a light brown holo with green to pink foil type shimmer and silver micro glitters. I feel like on my blog post photos and on the video as well, unfortunately, I don't think it's doing this one justice. This is a very chic, elegant color. In my opinion, it reminds me almost of a brownish type champagne, and in person, the green to pink foil shimmer is very strong. It gives a really nice green glow overall. On extreme angles, you'll see it shift over to a touch pink, and just the overall finish, it's very hollow, very sparkly. I really, really feel like this one is very flattering. I enjoyed it a lot on me. I think it looked really well, especially for being what I would consider like a champagne brown. I thought it looked really nice. I just feel like this is one that you really need to see in person, given that that shimmer is just so incredibly strong in it. There's a ton going on here. So if you like neutrals that are super blingy and super hollow with lots and lots of shimmer in it, I highly recommend this one as well. The January releases will be launching Wednesday the 9th at 10 a.m. Australian time on the Australian website, and Tuesday the 8th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'll have all of this broken down as well as additional photos to my blog posts linked below, and I'll also link both Australian and international /US sites as well. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.